Channel 3 is your back-to-school authority. Students in Griswold Public Schools return to classes for the new year starting on Monday, August 30th. Here to talk about what's happening to lead up into that first day of classes is Superintendent Shawn McKenna. Mr. McKenna, thank you so much for joining us. Let's get straight to it. What's new in the district that parents and students need to know?
Well, thank you for having me. We start on Monday. We just had our convocation welcoming back faculty and staff on Wednesday. We've been doing 3 days of professional learning, but what's exciting about this new school year is we've spent a lot of time listening to our students and our families to implement suggestions that they've had to make opportunities exciting for their students. So let me give you some examples. We have 2 new high-powered computer labs, one at our middle school and one at our high school. The middle school one is called the Launchpad. The one at the high school is the Nexus, to afford students opportunities to animate, to code, to have computer science classes, as well as to have esports teams. And we're very excited about these new computer labs, and the students are thrilled that we're implementing them. At the high school, our students, we surveyed them last year, spent a lot of time talking to them about different course offerings that they wanted. And we are happy to offer a bioethics class, sports and activities course, jewelry making class, and a history of rock and roll class at our high school. Our students also at the middle school and high school wanted to have what we call learning commons. So we redesigned our library media centers at both schools to have spend a lot of time looking at college libraries and how kids learn. And so we spent some time this summer and some funds to redesign those spaces to have more comfortable spaces, lounge spaces where kids can collaborate, work together. You can have a book, you can have a computer, and you can still learn at the same time. So we're very excited about that. And we're offering through the ARP ESSER funds program, a before-school program and an after-school program called Wolverines Forward. It's not just childcare, but it's also to help kids with tutoring, to provide them with enrichment opportunities, arts and crafts, and we're very, very excited about that. And so are our parents.
That's a lot of new stuff. So you really did some listening to the students and to the parents. How are you able to implement this all? With some of the COVID-19 funds help pay for it?
Some of the grant funds, we have an incredibly supportive Board of Ed and community that listen to us and that really spent a lot of time talking through last year and trying to have lessons learned from last year and try to sort of move our ideas forward in a way where we are together and that we're future driven. But more importantly, we're focused on the whole student. And student voice and choice in Griswold matter tremendously.
Let's talk about last year moving into this year. Will all students be in-person learning? Is remote option? And talk to me about emotional and social learning. Did you hire perhaps some social workers, maybe more counselors, speech pathologists to help facilitate this new year?
I think that's a great question. I appreciate that. That is our top goal. We're having our Griswold Forward plan is an advancement plan. That is our #1 goal, social and emotional well-being. We hired 3 social and emotional interventionists at each of our buildings to support our teachers, our school psychologists, and our social workers. And our teachers in the past couple of days, they've been spending time in professional learning modules on how we can be better at the delivery of social and emotional needs. We have also partnered with Dr. Ravit Stein and Erin Dunn from EastCon. They're PhDs who are well-trained in this field, and they will be in district working with us all school year. They ran a couple of workshops this summer with our faculty, our staff, and our Board of Ed. So this is, I appreciate you emphasizing that, Wendell. It is a serious topic, and we're not just speaking it, we're implementing it.
So will there be in-person learning this year only?
Oh, I apologize. Yes, we have 5 days of in-person learning. We're not offering remote learning. We are, for students that are in quarantine and or have an extended absence, we do have a point person in our buildings who will check in with those students. The work will be assigned through the Google platform. All of our teachers are putting their assignments on that platform so the students can access it. And we do have a point person in each of the buildings for students who are absent. They will connect with them either video teleconference and or phone call.
How many students are you expecting throughout the district to start on Monday? And have you noticed that some students are not returning to school?
I checked, so we have approximately 1,700 students, still students are enrolling, and our high school is a tuition magnet. So we do have tuition partner towns, Norwich, Voluntown, Lisbon, Canterbury, and Sprague. So enrollment is still happening as we speak. I just checked the data, we have 15 families who have opted for homeschooling at this point in time. I don't know if that number will increase. We did have a significant number last year, probably about 66 families that opted for it, and that has decreased. And I don't know, we haven't dug deep to see why, but if families do want to do that, we do have a process and we work with them.
Mr. McKenna, what kind of help do you need right now, days before school starts? I guess the weekend before. Are you still looking for teachers, substitute, bus drivers? What do you need?
We are fully hired. In talking to some of my colleagues in the area, I feel for them. That's today. I was down at the bus garage talking to our transportation coordinator. They are struggling a little bit with getting a few people to do the athletic runs in the afternoon. So in addition to 5 days a week, we are running our full freight of athletics and after school activities with safety protocols in place. And we're excited about that. We are, knock on wood, in Griswold in a good spot with hiring.
With the Delta variant spreading, can we talk about the elephant in the room? What is the goal as we start this new year?
The goal is to maintain 5 days a week as much as possible to keep everybody safe. And, we've had, and it's to listen to one another. I had conversations yesterday, Wendell, with parents that don't like masks. I had conversations with parents who are sick right now and have a loved one in the hospital. I had conversations with parents that were praying that we did have a remote option. So the goal is to keep the kids in 5 days a week, to listen to one another. And I would just urge that, as you know, and as everybody knows, the virus doesn't care what you think individually. It doesn't. But we do have to listen to one another and stay together and be respectful about our dialogues. Thankfully, and I'm very grateful, that has happened in Griswold, even though parents might not agree with masking or they want remote learning. We got to keep it respectful.
Mr. McKenna, that's what I needed from you. Is there anything that I did not ask you that you might want to say or address that I perhaps left out?
I want to wish all the students and educators and everybody a great, healthy school year. And I'd like to thank you. And may the force be with all of us.
Right. Well, good luck this year. School starts on August 30th. Have a great year.
Thank you. Take care.